Hello everyone, this is Tim from PC Gamer and I've got Graham and Tom here to talk a little bit about some of the Diablo footage that you're seeing in front of you. Tom went to see it recently at Blizzard's headquarters in Orange County and he's going to talk us through what we're seeing.
Am I?
So
we're all going to talk.
That's a barbarian there.
That skill is a thing that does obviously a huge amount of damage in a big cone, and it spends your fury, and fury is the resource that the barbarian uses, and it builds when he does both deals damage and takes damage. So even if you're in the middle of the fight and you're getting hit a lot, that's actually good because you're generating fury, so you can do
this tree
crazy
looks
shit
like a cool
this.
guy. Oh, look at that! That's amazing.
I love his attitude to just sort of use a skill and then use it again and then use it again.
So we were saying earlier that the barbarian is probably the kind of class that you want to play if you're most obsessed with loot and armor, because he tends to bulk out
and he's very much defined by his weapon. But
he's a big hammer.
That whirlwind skill is one that's it used to be like the ultimate power for the barbarian, and those kind of skills generally work on cooldowns now, so that they don't cost resource. Some of them do, but some of them are just completely free, and it's just you can use it every 30 seconds or every 10 seconds.
So now we're looking at the Witch Doctor, and he's just summoned a giant spider.
He's got three demon dogs and a giant spider, and the demon dogs are kind of like pink and they're kind of glowing, so I think he's got like a fire rune on them. You can fit runes to skills that change the way they work in different ways.
Are those explosive frogs?
Yeah, he's got now 3 demon dogs, a spider, and a whole set of explosive frogs.
I love that the giant spider comes out of a vase that you just break.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a vase. And this is clearly the best skill in the game. 3 zombies crawl out, or 4 zombies rather, crawl out of the ground, pile on top of each other, and then just fall. Which doesn't seem like the most efficient way of doing damage, but definitely the funniest. You'll see a tiny chicken here. That is what the pygmies that are walking around there can turn enemies into chickens temporarily.
So the pygmies are the guys with the hats on in the bottom, little green guys.
That one in the middle I think is doing a different skill where he just sort of slows people down, and it's like a curse thing. It might actually increase your attack rate because he has a whole bunch of different pygmy shamans that do all kinds of different things.
So you said that the wizard is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
You can just fire as many magic missiles as you want.
Pretty much, your mana regenerates super, super fast, whereas in previous Diablo games it was so slow and you had to mainline potions. And she's using a slow time skill there. Doesn't seem to slow down time as much as I had hoped, but obviously it's good if you've got a bunch of melee things coming towards you and you need to stop them.
Is that 2 lasers coming out of that?
Yeah, that's the disintegrate beam, which is it's awesome in itself, but they fitted a rune to it there where it comes out of both hands, so it's even more powerful. And that electricity spell, I'm pretty sure, is the electrocute spell I played around with. And when I used it, it was just a single beam that would jump from one enemy to the other, but they've also got a rune that's making it kind of an area effect kind of thing.
Does that have
which
a kind of
really satisfying
weight on it when you turn around, like Magicka?
I didn't use a disintegrate beam, so I can't speak to that. But I don't think so. I think it's all, you can move as freely as you like.
So this is the Witch Doctor?
The Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter.
Who is all about crossbows and flinging stuff at people. She has all kinds of abilities that do enhance her arrows that she fires. And she can't use those abilities when she's using like a melee weapon, so you have to equip a crossbow. And she's very acrobatic. She can dart around.
Can you? Is there guns as well in the game, or is it just crossbows?
Not that I've seen. There's skills that make your crossbows fire like guns. I think that's more of an aesthetic thing. She's also got a grenade kind of bolas thing that you saw her use there, and she accidentally hit a tree stump, blew that up. So well done. A fan of knives is just like an area effect thing that she's doing, and I don't know what made that guy explode, but it was cool.
So that's the kind of avoidance skills that you've got.
Well, I think that's a dash one.
Stars, that's
the bolas thing. I don't. Sorry, the chakram. I don't know anything about how that works though. You get skills that can like leash enemies together so that they're both slowed, and obviously just a lot of high damage, like long range stuff. She really has to stay away from enemies though, because you can't take much damage in melee. And this is the monk, the best class in the game, even though I've only played it to like level 9. But all these things are kind of, as you can see, they're like martial arts moves, but they kind of do something extra. So there's an extra kind of blast of force to them, or they reach further than a normal punch with. He's obviously got one that's hitting in 3 different directions at once. I think that might be the deadly reach skill that I used, and again, there's like a rune has made it split into 3 different things. And then you can also like set on those that are whirlwinds of force.
He looks very kind of surrounded, like he's got to kind of bounce in and out.
Yeah, they kind of talk about him being fragile, and he's got to kind of balance that. His resource generates when he does damage, but doesn't generate when he takes damage.
Did I just see him summon a bell?
That's quite possible. I didn't get to use that skill. But yeah, when I played him, I found he didn't really have to worry about taking too much damage. Like, he avoids so much of the damage that comes to him. that he could pretty much not exactly tank, but just survive in the fray. He's definitely not the kind of passive Healy class that you usually associate monks with, as you can see from how he's punching a wizard in the face.
So this is a bit of a team game here. It's 3 characters. It can have up to 4 players online at once. Is that right?
This is a monk and a wizard playing together. The third one is Leah, who is Deckard Cain's daughter from the previous games. Or granddaughter, I should say.
So you said something interesting about the loot earlier, in that if you're playing online, you see an entirely different selection of loot to what the other player does.
Yeah, so everything you see drop to the ground is for you and you alone, so you can pick it up without feeling guilty about anything. Everyone else gets their own set of loot that's dropped, and you don't see what it is.
So when you're playing, bear that in mind and don't leave any loot for anyone else.
Graham was saying he was leaving loot so that other people pick it up and he was playing.
No one told me that wasn't how it worked.
That monk skill is like a three-stage attack where a lot of attacks will do something different each time you click, like in 3 different stages. And the last hit on that little series of 3 does a massive electric shock, which is really satisfying.
So it's the barbarian and a demon hunter there?
I can't quite see, but I think so, yeah. Barbarian's amazing, just so much like raw brute force. I know that's kind of the idea of the class, but it's rare to see it done to that level of like visceral satisfaction. You can see this guy just go absolutely flying when he smashes.
I love the way they ragdoll off the bridge, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's that charge bolt thing, I'm pretty sure is something the enemies are doing and not one of their skills, because it's usually a wizard skill.
Yeah, the barbarian just seems to be in the room, doesn't he? Like the witch doctor is kind of spindly, not witch doctor, sorry, demon hunter is kind of spindly and alive, whereas he just goes around and punches them. It's
funny how when you play it in co-op, like your class sort of feels exaggerated because you see what you're doing differently to the other person. So like this barbarian, he'd always be up there bashing people, but when he's got a demon hunter hanging back and doing the damage from long range, you really feel like the tank of the team. That leap attack just became my staple way of playing in Diablo 2. I just leapt everywhere and made it great.
What are those flat things that keep exploding with the slugs?
Those are grotesques. They're grotesque. They just kind of waddle towards you. They're almost like a mini boss. They're much tougher than all the other enemies in this bit, because I'm pretty sure this is the same cathedral I played. And then when you kill them, they burst into loads of, I think they're called corpse eels or corpse leeches. And then you have to kill those as well. The barbarian can kill all of them in one hit with his hammer skill. It's just that amazing. Those guys with the shields are supposed to be kind of like a more of a tactical fight, so if you're in a team you can kind of have the barbarian engage them from one side and then someone else shoot them from the back. We didn't really play at that level of tactics. I just sort of punched them till they fell over. Like barbarian can just smash through defenses like that.
So is that a wizard there? That looks like a melee wizard.
Yeah. So the wizard's normally a range class, and you can see he's using some range skills like magic missile there. But you can also enchant a melee weapon, so it is designed to let you just totally customize it to however you want to play. And that's not true with the demon hunter. You can't really make a melee demon hunter unless you want to sacrifice loads and loads of quite important skills. But the wizard is kind of flexible like that.
Well, it's Diablo 3. It looks punchy.
Yep, and it's extremely, extremely fun.